friends and family. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. This is Joy, Pink Girl Teaches, and I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and do not take it for granted. How are you doing? What is going on in your world? I love hearing from you. I enjoy, getting to know what you're experiencing, the good, the bad, the ups and the downs, all of it. It's a way for us all to stay connected. As for me, I'm just getting on with life, drinking my water, minding my business, and taking care of these kids, and trying to just be the best me that I can be. I decided that I wanted to have this conversation with you so that we can figure out together what's really going on. When will karma catch up to the narcissist? This is such a common question. When you consider your own journey and everything that you went through, everything that you experienced mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, financially, spiritually, all those areas of our lives are affected when we are entangled with narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, whichever one that you had to deal with. And then it seems like, a discard happens and they are able to go on with their life and continue to wreak havoc in the lives of other people while you're still trying to get your mind together and catch your breath and figure out, hold up, what just happened to me? And they're skipping off into the sunset, and yet you still see them doing these things to other people. And you're like, really? So they can just go from person to person and continue to do the same thing? Or they can do this to me. They can cause all of this pain in my life, and they're able to just continue with their life unaffected. I want to remind you that to all things, there is an appointed time. There is a season for everything. There is some truth when it comes to seed time and harvest. You reap what you sow. They reap what they sow. It's very obvious, and through our own experience and learning from one another, we're able to come to the conclusion that they truly enjoy being who they are, because that void in them is being filled through other people, and they feel like they're on top of the world. When they have opportunity to get whatever narcissistic supply that they need, it empowers them, it emboldens them, and it really emboldens them on things that don't even matter in the grand scheme of things when you consider it. But they appear to be unstoppable. And oftentimes when, the discard has happened and you're looking and you're seeing and you're like, okay, none of this makes sense because I'm devastated. I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm trying to make sense of what I've been through. I'm trying to just make it through this day, make it through this moment. I'm trying to put the pieces of my soul back together, and they're already happy, living with somebody else, carrying on like everything is okay, and nobody understands what I've been through. Nobody gets it. Nobody is there to soothe this pain. Nobody can help me put these pieces together. I feel alone. And I want to just remind you again, to everything, there is a time that has been appointed. It's true. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Throughout many discussions that we've had, it's been said that, listen, this is a spiritual battle, and their father, who is described in John 10:10 as the thief, who came to the person who comes to, or the enemy really, who comes to steal, kill, and destroy, is their father. That's who they look up to. That's where they derive their qualities from. Consider their father. Have you seen his harvest come yet? No, we haven't. And I think it's important that we begin to reflect on what we will call their karma, the same way we have not yet witnessed the enemy get his. Now, simply because we don't see the enemy get his karma, does that mean he's winning? Or are we just confident in the fact that when God said that we have the victory and he has put death to death, When Jesus went to the cross, he put death to death. That ultimately gave victory to all of us. And that seals their defeat, because essentially it sealed their father's defeat. And so there's something about that that made me think, okay, so sometimes it may look like they're winning and that you actually lose the battle or you lose this battle, but it does not mean you lost the war. You see, there's a reason why I feel like, we're told that when you come out of this relationship, when you get away, when you're able to go no contact and successfully break the soul tie and the trauma bond, stay away. Don't go back, because we know the enemy will try to come back with additional forces, additional minions to cause confusion that would bring more manifestation in your life, more demonic activity, more confusion. The narcissist just comes back to destroy when you let them back in their door or in the door to your life. They choose not to change. They just stay who they are. They just become more destructive. And the one thing that we know is that even though you may not see them experience or feast on the harvest that they have been sowing all this time, you got to remember that God is a discerner of hearts. So we can see them going off. We can see them skipping off into the sunset. We can see them have multiple relationships, or even one that apparently looks happy, but God is the discerner of hearts. He knows our thoughts while they are yet afar. He knows what they're thinking. He knows their motivation. He knows what that driving force is in their lives. And we must always remember that God is supreme. And at any moment when he is ready to, he will put an end to it all. He will lead them to the table that they have prepared because of their actions, based on their choices. And it's not to say that God is weak, because that is not true. It's just that we have to understand and rest in the fact that his plans are bigger than what we are thinking in the moment. And he has a set order and divine timing for things to take place. There is an ordained time for them to reap what they sow. Again, God is not blind to anything that you have experienced. I want you to be encouraged, and I want you to know we have not yet seen the devil experience his ultimate punishment, or his ultimate reward, if you would, for the things that he has done. These are his minions. These are his children. So they may stumble here and there. And whatever we may think in our hearts, or whatever we may desire because of our pain and the disappointment and the discouragement that we may experience, it's nothing compared to what God would have in store. But I don't want to make it just about that. I want you to also know that the more you focus on those things, the more you are bound to the narcissist. And we run the risk of prolonging our own healing, because we have to question our own motivation. So you're saying, Joy, you're saying that, what am I supposed to do with these emotions that I have? What am I supposed to do with this disappointment, this discouragement, with this despair, with this hurt, this pain? Do you understand how much money I lost? Do you understand that I don't even have my children anymore? I get it. But what I'm saying is that let's not make these, as serious as these issues are, let's not make them idols in our lives. When we put all our focus and all our attentions, we sometimes unknowingly create idols out of these things, idols out of our desire for them to get what we feel is their own destruction or their own reward for what they have done. But I want to tell you something. In the midst of my own questioning, and God, why this, and why don't I get to see this happen to them, and why is it taking so long? I heard him say to me, don't focus on that. Don't allow that to consume you. And don't think that you can have a hand in what you feel like karma should be, or what, their reward should be. Because then I have to take my hand off it, because you don't allow me to, I'm trying to say it the way that I heard it or the way it came to me. But essentially what we're doing is we're stepping in and we're ruining the divine order, because God has an appointed time for everything. And so when we involve ourselves, we mess up with what would be his vengeance. Stay away from it as much as you can, even in your mind. And I think it's important that when those moments arise in us, is to give them back to God. God, this is how I'm feeling. God, this pain, I don't even know what to do with it. It doesn't make sense. I'm hurt. I'm your child. Heal me. Let's not ask him, or as much as we can, let's not make it about what are you going to do about it, God? Because whenever I would ask questions like that, he would show me. And I'm like, hold up. First of all, I'm hurt and you're trying to correct me. But that's what would happen. So all I'm saying today, and as long and as roundabout it is as it's been, is take your requests to God. Speak to him about what is really on your heart. Everything, how you are feeling, all your insecurities, all your vulnerabilities, all the pain, the hurt, the disappointments. And lay those at his feet and let him help you heal. Even when we feel like, I can't get my mind off this person. He wants to know those things. It's important that when we go to him in prayer, let's keep it real and pray about what we are feeling, what we are experiencing, and not what we think we need to be praying for. Peace and all these other things. Yeah, those things are great to pray for, but I need peace within myself first. I need peace within my being so that I can love my neighbor as I love myself. How can I, when I don't even have the peace? And so I just want you to be encouraged. God knows what he's doing. And I think one of the reasons why he has given some of them such a long leash, because they're able to get away with so much, is so that ultimately his name would be glorified in the way that he shows up in people's lives. You say, well, why did I have to go through this? He knows. And at the right time, he's going to reveal it to you. And one thing that I pray for you so much is that you would trust him in this process, because this is one of the most painful, one of the most hurtful experiences ever. And it really takes a touch from him to help us get through this. So I just wanted to share this with you. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and share whatever scriptures or quotes or anything that you have that can strengthen all of us as we continue to journey beyond narcissistic abuse. I thank you so much for your time. Please continue to take care of yourself. Please continue to affirm yourself. Continue to love yourself, because you matter. And I want to see you at peace within yourself. I want to see you experience pure joy, legendary joy in your life. So until the next discussion, God bless you, and be good to yourself.